For our last project of the semester, we're going to be working entirely in Photoshop. But before we begin that project, I'd like you to complete an assignment, which are a series of 3 exercises that will help you to get up to speed in Photoshop. So this week's assignment is going to be using an ebook that you will find in the Tri-C library, and you will work on the 3 exercises that are listed here in that ebook. The files that you need to complete these exercises are available here in this zipped file that I've attached to the assignment instructions. So you can download this zip file, and it contains a folder with the files that you need. So in order for you to complete the assignment, you're going to need to access this book called Adobe Photoshop CC, Classroom in a Book, 2019 release, first edition. So let me show you how to access this ebook. In order to access the ebook, you're going to need to log into My Tri-C Space. Once logged in, you need to go to the student area and then scroll down until you see the link for the library. Click on that link and choose eBooks and Resources. And then scroll down a bit until you get to O'Reilly Books Online. So O'Reilly used to be called Safari Books Online. Let's click on that, and you'll come to a screen that asks you to select your institution. But if you click on this drop-down list, Tri-C is not listed here. So we'll just select Not Listed, click here, and it prompts you to enter your academic email. So you want to make sure you get your academic email in there and click Let's Go. In order to find the book, you can just enter or copy and paste the title of the book into the search bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the instructions in Blackboard for the assignment. Click and drag on the name of the book in order to select it. Command-C to copy, or on a PC, Alt-C. Now go back to O'Reilly, choose the search box, click on that, and then hit Command-V or Alt-V to paste the name into the search box. And then choose Return or Enter, or you can click the title from this drop-down. Now once you're at the book, you can view a table of contents. And what I recommend before you start the exercises is to read the Getting to Know the Work area if you are unfamiliar with Photoshop. So if you've never used Photoshop before, then this is a good place to start. Okay? Now one thing that might be helpful for you to know is that there are some options for how you can view the textbook. I find this text to be a bit too big, which requires me to scroll a lot in order to find the next thing. So if you click on this little change font size option, you can reduce the size of the font, which allows you to see more of the page all at once. If it's might be easier to read or follow if you make the column narrower or the line length narrower of the text. And then you've got some other options here as well as far as how the background looks. Okay, so in order to navigate through this book, there's a table of contents if you click this top link with the title. So the table of contents drops down, and you can choose the chapters that you need. So the exercises that I want you to complete are chapters 2, 3, and 4. So right now I'm in the Getting to Know the Work area chapter, and if I want to start working on basic photo corrections, I just click on that, and that takes me to the tutorial that I want you to complete. So for this tutorial, there is a lot of information that I think it's a good idea to read through. It's not instructions on how to complete the assignment, but it gives you some information that's helpful to help you to understand some concepts that you're going to be working with. Okay, so I really think it's important that you read through this. Now, if you have Bridge installed, you can install it if you have Creative Cloud, but we don't necessarily have to use Bridge, so you might want to skip some of this. It's up to you. It depends on how you'd like to handle it. But basically, what you need to do for these tutorials is to get to the point where you're opening the file that you should be working with to complete. So in this case, you're going to, the file that you're provided with is called o2start.tiff. So if you can open that up in Photoshop, from this point down are the step-by-step instructions to complete that part of the assignment. All right, so it might take you a little while to familiarize yourself with the Photoshop work area and to just kind of get oriented within these chapters in order to complete the tutorials, but that's okay. So do what you can this week to familiarize yourself with Photoshop, get comfortable with it. Options as well that you can do are to use lynda.com. So there are instructions on how to create an account through the Cleveland Public Library and get free access to lynda.com. And if you want to work on your own, there are tutorials available in Lynda called Photoshop Essentials. You can just search for them once you're logged into Lynda. Again, we're going to be working on these 3 exercises in Adobe Photoshop Classroom in a Book. And when you're finished, I want you to submit your files this way. Create an assignment folder named appropriately, and you should have 3 JPEG files, 1 for each exercise, named in this way that you submit to Blackboard.